to go first?
Thank you.
And Juan's going to speak in Spanish, and we have...
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Good morning. First, thank you for being here and for coming and listening to all the problems that we're facing, and especially for the problems we face as migrants. So before 2000, all migrant people could have licenses and go places, go to work, go do all the stuff we people need to do. But in 2000, the federal government put a new legislation saying that everybody that had a license needed to have a social security to apply. So in 2000 we started a fight, and the fight was about the licensing. And in 2000, in October of 2000, Governor Kacheri at the time passed an executive order for undocumented people to be able to have a license. So the way this works is, instead of having a social security, you can use your IT number, which is the number you use to pay taxes to the federal government when you don't have a social security number. So many organizations fought for this fight. There, Fuerza Laboral, the Comité de Inmigrantes, Chispa, Progreso Latino, and we saw Undocumented, for example, to start having again new businesses and more people to be in the houses, because people again could work. So it was a resurgence of economy in Undocumented. But in 2004, the executive order expired and it was taken off the books. So after this happened in 2004, a lot of people left the community because without licenses, people can't work. And so people migrated out of the state. We lost a lot of businesses. We lost a lot of income from people that came and have houses. And it started a big persecution by the police department because they were arrested because they didn't have license, and ICE was taking hold of those people for just not having a license. So the consequence of this was a lot of empty homes. So people lost their houses because they didn't have renters in their homes. Taxes went up. It was a big economic catastrophe for those neighborhoods that were made of these people. So because the taxes were raised, a lot of people weren't able to afford to live in those neighborhoods. And we agree and we accept that we made a huge mistake taking for granted that we had passed this executive order. We should have kept fighting for a law that would give us a license forever for undocumented. So now we started a fight to introduce a law that can give us licenses forever. And we have Representative Williams and Senator Chacon a law that will grant us those licenses. So we started with amnesty because that was what we wanted then. And because the economic pressure and the huge pressure that had been put to our people, then we asked for reform. The reform didn't came, and now we are just fighting for the rights for driver's permit. It's not even a driver's license at this point, it's a driver's permit. So this is what we have been reduced to be working. Our rights have been stripped, and most of those issues are racism. I want to ask a question to all of you. Can you please lift your hand if you can go to work without a license? Can you see how many families are outside that can't feed their families because they don't have a license to go to work and provide for the people? So, do you think this is real? When we listen to our politicians talk to us today about economic empowering, and we don't even have a license to go to work, do you think this is real economic empowerment? I actually asked the panel to put me up first because I have to right now go to Boston to bring 2 families that are in deportation procedures because they were driving without a license. I was listening that nobody can live without having $9 an hour. The families that we're talking about that don't have licenses are working for $7 an hour. And we're talking about families, they're living in one apartment with 14 people. We're talking 3 families, 14 people in a household. A lot of them sleep in the floor because they don't even have money to pay for their beds. So you think this is just? So I would say to everybody that live in Warwick, Narragansett, Judy Point, and all those places that are exclusive, to call their legislators and tell them to please pass the driver's license for undocumented workers, because if not, what we're doing here is just lip service. And the law is there. I'm going to say something. I hope I'm not going to get into trouble.
Pero les voy a decir algo.
But I'm going to say something. How is it possible that in Rhode Island we have 85% of Democrats in the House, and we haven't been able to even pass the permit for driving? Where are our Democrats? They say that they're there for working people, they're there for poor people. So where are they? We listened here, and she's not here, but we talked to the government. She promised us our licenses. Where is she? Please.
Cuando regresen a su casa,
When you get
hablen
home,
con sus amigos,
people that have power,
que también nosotros los inmigrantes comemos, que también tenemos
we
hijos.
immigrants work, feed, and have children. And we are humans, and we deserve to have the right to work, and we deserve to have a path to go out to work and make money. So please tell them that we need this driver license. So the numbers for this driver license are in the back of your pamphlets.
Okay, gracias.